Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back, welcome back. You already know who it is. It's your boy, MadeMenMelo, coming to you back live with another video from Viddies 2. This is volume 2. Volume 2. Top 10 hand-to-hand combat anime fights. Let's get it.
I think that for a lot of watchers of action anime, there's one thing that they look forward to: fights. We're talking battles, high-octane action, and flashy cuts that showcase the animators at their best. The good news is that there's no shortage of those in anime. Anime is really one of the best places to go if you like battles, whether they be the fantastic ones with magic or testosterone-filled slugfests. Looking at the likes and view count on the previous video, it seems that you guys really like hand-to-hand combat in anime. So for this video,
you got doggone right.
10 more of the best hand-to-hand fights from anime.
Show us these hands.
I've also gone through
Show us these hands. You understand? Show us these hands. I got my list.
To one or two titles that you may not have heard of before.
I got my list.
Without further ado, let's get started.
Let's go. Already, real drive. Already.
Before most of the shows that put them on the map came into existence, Production IG had a hand in producing one of the sci-fi shows that fell under the radar in the late 2000s. I'm talking about Real Drive. As early as its 5th episode, Real Drive already treated its audience with a pretty good fight with some great hand-to-hand action. In this episode, we have Sota taking on the fearsome Iron Schwartz. To put it bluntly, Sota at this point has been a flunk. We see glimpses of his defeat at the hands of Holon haunting him, and thinking about that isn't exactly a winning recipe for any fighter. Nonetheless, Sota gets to show off some moves here and there, and with some intervention, manages to win the battle against Iron. Overall, I think that Real Drive is a nice show with some cool fights and visuals. I probably wouldn't call it too underrated, but I think it's a decent series that could use some more popularity. Then again, with so many good anime coming out this past decade, I wouldn't be surprised if people don't even remember Real Drive.
Not me. I got it written down. Good time, I already got that.
The 141st episode gave us this one highlight of a fight featuring Kagura's elder brother. Finding himself in battle against the humongous Hosen, he gives us a great showcase of his close-quarter combat ability. The action is fast and furious, with the two going at it in a battle that pits strength against speed. The action itself was quite tough given how fast everything moves, and the hotly contested battle between two strong fighters ended in a draw. I don't know about you, but to me it seemed that Hosen was a lot stronger than his opponent in this fight. This fight still starts discussions every now and then when it comes to Gintama fanbase. I mean, realistically, Kamui could have been screwing around. Given his personality, that is a possibility. I wonder what could have happened if both people went all out in a fight to the death.
Birdie The Mighty. Okay, I'm gonna have to write that down.
I think that Birdie The Mighty as a series is quite underrated. It's fun, it has a lot of great action scenes, and while the art might seem dated by modern standards, it doesn't distract from the
it don't matter about that.
Such as this
you see these hands?
Now this fight stood out for me for some reason, such as the high-octane action and just how dynamic it looks. You have two combatants engaging in hand-to-hand combat that spills all over the place, with the ruined city backdrop adding a nice touch. Now that I think about it, doesn't it remind you of a superhero fight somewhere? The whole sequence wouldn't look out of place in one of them. I wouldn't blame you if that's what you think. Actually, this is the fight that inspired the last fight in Man of Steel, if I'm not mistaken. I'd say that Snyder picked one amazing fight for his inspiration. This show deserves to be far more popular.
I'm definitely watching this. Definitely watching it.
Now, I'm positive that a lot of Hajime no Ippo fans would agree with me when I say that Kimura had one of the great character arcs, and everything culminated in his championship fight in the OVA. I feel like this is one of the more underrated fights in the series, and Kimura's determination and drive earned him more than a fair share of fans. It's a given that Hajime no Ippo has a lot of great hand-to-hand fights, but this takes the cake for featuring one character that still needs some love. Kimura's fight against Mashiba is bar none the highlight of the execution arc, and it showcases the best techniques that the two combatants use to fight each other. The tense fight includes a final exchange where both fighters hit each other, and Mashiba wins just by the skin of his teeth. Even if he didn't win the match, Kimura got himself a lot more fans for his excellent showing that can be seen in Hajime no Ippo's OVA.
Yeah, nothing but hands in boxing.
Coming in the 6th spot, we have a fight from the newest rising star in the world of martial arts series, Kengan Ashura. I think that those who've watched Kengan Ashura would have at least one fight to remember over the course of the series. For me, it's the one that pit Omar and Ryan against each other. The two come face to face in the second round of the Kengan Annihilation Tournament. The battle between the two turned out somewhat like you expect. Early on, Ryan finds himself on the ropes, pressured by the flurry of attacks by the upstart Omar. However, it doesn't take long before the one called the Devil turns the tables, delivering one hell of a beatdown in return. A back and forth exchange with the combatants releasing power after power ends with Omar clutching a victory with his Nico style. This is just one of those back and forth fights that make martial arts anime so fun to watch. If I was recommending a fight to someone in order to get them to watch Kengan Ashura, this one would be one of the top contenders. Seriously, if you haven't watched this series and are craving for some manly fighting anime, then this is a good choice to consider. It's either this or the very next series up on the list.
Bruh. Bruh. Of course, Baki. Let's go. Yeah, I already know.
Some of the most outrageous fight sequences, and this fight is a showcase of what the series brings to the table. It's simply insane. Just take a look at it. I don't know how else to describe this fight between Spec and Hanayama. The two trade blows, but it really felt more like a clash between two giants, two indomitable titans. The two chunks of muscle take each other to the limit, showing off some techniques that are just as absurd as they are good. This goes on for quite a while before Hanayama finishes the fight by simply brutalizing Spec to the point of surrender. The cool thing with Baki though is despite the spectacle you see in fights like this, there are still some real techniques being shown. Baki 2018 might be edging towards JoJo territory in its fights and character designs, but at its core, it's still a good old martial
with my dog series. Putting them damn bullets in my guy mouth. Oh my god. Jesus.
A key episode in Season 2 of Attack on Titan is the one where Eren and Reiner duke it out in their Titan forms. Emotions are already running high thanks to the revelation of the identities of the colossal and armored Titans. This battle pushed those emotions over the edge as the Titans clash in the highlight of this episode. We're used to seeing Eren bludgeoning his opponents as a Titan, but such a tactic might not stick with Reiner this time around. They don't call him the armored Titan for nothing, you know, and in a direct confrontation, Eren has all the disadvantage in the world, except he doesn't, thanks to his experiences as a human. Ultimately, it's the training with Annie from way back that allowed Eren to get the advantage and come out on top in this battle.
Adaptability.
Fighting smart for once, Eren shows tremendous signs of growth. However, victory is short-lived as the colossal Titan, or what remains of it, crashes the party and joins the battle.
Saitama!
Capping off an excellent first season of One Punch Man is this fight between Saitama and Boros. The leader
I ain't get there yet, but
forces
no matter.
Slouch, being responsible for the destruction of a city through the Dark Matter thieves. Boros has even grown tired of competition, having grown so strong that enemies already bore him. Reminds you of someone among the good guys, does that? Hey? Having Saitama and Boros face off in the climax of One Punch Man's first season seems to be a match made in heaven. In terms of the actual fight, I think that it delivered, giving us some of the most amazing scenes and sequences in history. You can really feel the destructive power of the attacks and how hard each attack hits through the effects. I put this fight as third on the list because despite the raw hype generated from the fight itself and the way the whole thing is presented, it's not exactly a fight. Come on, it's Saitama, and we all know Saitama battles can't really be called fights, can they? Especially given his moniker.
Let's go, Naruto. Ain't never seen Naruto fight like this.
Finally see Naruto
hands,
and Sasuke
hands,
again in Boruto.
Hands.
This time, instead of them fighting each other like we've become accustomed to, it's surely a breath of fresh air to see them work together in order to take down a new threat. Nostalgia goggles aside, I really think that this is one of the better fights in the series. Watching this battle, you can't help but feel the intensity of it all. The soundtrack certainly helps matters, and you can see the teamwork and chemistry that the duo always had in action. The animation for this fight is simply amazing, and that's something that few can replicate in my opinion. This is easily one of the most ambitious projects in terms of animation, and kudos to the team for living up to the hype. I know how people feel about Boruto as a sequel, but I really think it has some really well animated fights, and this fight featuring the old characters
Naruto hitting them hands.
Just one of the many great action sequences and emotional fights
Naruto boy
has to offer.
Say what you want, but that boy got hands.
fights. We've gotten so used to seeing made-up techniques or otherwise mundane attacks being given the upgrade and becoming grand spectacles. But not here. In this fight from Hitori no Shita, we see some of the smoothest fighting animation from anime that have come out in recent years. Rarely do we see something like Tai Chi being represented in anime combat, but the team did an epic job in showcasing how cool the martial art is, all while making it look slick and awesome as hell. Kudos to the team for featuring one of the less popular and more graceful fighting styles in the world and making it accurate and at the same time very cool. It's also the return of Boruto's episode 65 team, and we all know how great that Momoshiki fight was. Real martial arts enthusiasts will surely appreciate how this episode delivered in
pressure point
and choreography.
The pressure point hit. Yo, that's tough. That's tough.
Well, that's going to do it.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I'm definitely got to see
content
that.
like this, then don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and hit that sweet bell button so you can be the first in line when it comes to new uploads. And
You already know.
For more content like this, I hope you enjoyed this list. Stay safe and stay strong. And I'll see you next time.
There you have it. Volume 2. Top 10. Another top 10 volume 2 of hand-to-hand combat and anime. All about them hands. If you ain't got them hands, you can't be called a great fighter if you ain't got them hands. I'm sorry. You gotta have them hands. If you take away them powers, if you take away them Sharingans and Genkais and stuff, do you have them hands? Do you have legit hands? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is your boy, MadeMenMelo. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Peace.